Hello YouTube, Wasfreak here taking a look at my M17A1 gas mask. Picked this gas mask up in March. I traded an MSA Advantage 1000 for it because that mask wasn't working out for me. So I got this mask in a free trade, minus the chemical protection hood and outserts. The guy pretty much just came with the mask and the bag. And the lenses were pretty yellowed and dirty. So I just cleaned them up with my OP drops, and they're crystal clear, except for some scratching. Now, to my joy, I discovered that my mask was manufactured in 1982, and this being an M17A1 means that it was part of the last production run of the A1 version. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I know a lot of the M17A1s are really, really old, but mine's relatively new. So, and then I got the chemical protection hood, the M6A2, from Joe's Army Navy up in Michigan for like $4. So, this mask is for the chemical protection hood. It's really difficult to get on when they're brand new. The part that caused me the most frustration was around the inlet valve covers. Just stretching and stretching and stretching. I ended up with very raw fingertips. And then, of course, you gotta take the outer rubber flap off to fit the hood around it. And then the lenses are pretty easy to fit around. Now, also for this mask, I got clear outserts for it. These are actually Vietnam era outserts. I got them brand new in the original plastic bag for around $8. I still need to pick up the tinted ones, and these are pretty easy to put on. You just gotta roll the edge up over the outserts and then very carefully roll it over. The part that's most difficult to put on is right down here, because the outserts, it will tend to flip under the outsert. So it will be between the outsert and the lens, and you have to take it off and start all over again. And then, like I said, this is the A1. It's got the drinking tube on the outside. Let's peel back the hood a little bit and look at the inside of the mask. Now there you've got a very good view of the inside of the mask. You can tell it's an A1 because it has the resuscitation tube right here on the M1A2 that's missing. Then if you can see on the inside of the nose cup, there's an M for medium, as that's the size I wear. Then to the left of the resuscitation tube is the drinking tube on this mask. And looking here, you can see the button flaps, which enclose the filters. I have yet to take the filters out and replace them with new ones. I've got to do that eventually, but I'm pretty certain it'll be the same as the PBF type gas mask. So, alright, let's go ahead and try this guy on. Alright, so this is the American M17A1 gas mask. The voice diaphragm on this is very, very clear. Just like it's pretty much the same voice diaphragm setup as the M40 and some of the other NATO style masks. Now, and this mask has cheek filters, which is a good thing if you're a lefty, because then you don't have to worry about shouldering a weapon. However, with the cheek filters, it is more difficult to replace them in the field. I'm not sure exactly how long the filters last, but I'll need to look into it. Then this model has the drinking tube. This lever on the outside activates the lever, brings it towards your mouth. You just bring it towards your mouth, you grab it with your teeth, then you take the drinking tube out of its little slot, and using a suitably equipped canteen with the M1 canteen adapter, you proceed to drink, elevating the canteen so water will flow downwards. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this mask gets a 9.5 out of 10 because it has all the features you need. It has a voice diaphragm for speech, drinking tube so you can refresh yourself in the field, and very good ballistic outserts. And the field of view is pretty good, not as quite as good as a C3 or a PMK, but the lenses are a little bit farther away from your eyes, so there's a little bit of encroachment of the mask itself. Now, the only thing that lets this mask down is the cheek filters, which are awkward and somewhat difficult to replace in the field. However, the quality on this mask is absolutely outstanding, and I would definitely take this mask into combat. Another plus of this mask is that you can wear a helmet over it, even with the chemical protection hood. So this is my favorite American mask of all time, and a definite must-have for any collector. So I hope you guys like my video. Please comment and subscribe.